kind of impact can this technology have for live concerts in the world of rock and roll or even in the world of classical music? Thinking in terms of the symphonic setting or even the chamber music setting, especially as it pertains to interacting with performers instead of replacing them.
Yeah, I mean, I think I've already been approached by an orchestra and by a rock band to have these holograms. I mean, holograms aren't new. I think it's more people haven't seen the level of creative direction and choreography that we're bringing to the table. Partly because it's so difficult to do. So, you know, it all really depends on the budget. You know, I mean, animation is incredibly expensive, and then on top of that, you're wanting to do a live interaction with live performers is another level of complexity beyond just animation. So, you know, the budgets that I've been given, I've actually turned them down because I can't really do much, unless, you know, we're talking a different sphere of money. But I think there can be simple things done, you know. I mean, for example, I went to a Hans Zimmer concert.
Yeah.
I love Hans Zimmer, but the visuals were so bad. I couldn't believe they had these visuals for his amazing music. And often, yeah, visuals are more of an afterthought. But, you know, I am almost approaching visual composition equally as musical composition. And I think there's a whole new potential world out there of doing that level of, you know, integration. It's just that it takes a long time. It's a lot of work. But I would love to see just a lot more thought put into visual expression and interactivity. I mean, I see a lot of videos online, a lot of people playing around with different tricks and that plug-in and, you know, this kind of effect, but nothing that is really helping tell the story, really, you know, complementing the music. And I think films have worked on this as an art form for you know, over 100 years. But this whole live thing is very new. So I think there's a whole world out there of what we can do, even if it is just a chamber music performance, you know, not to cover up the performers, but to augment, you know, the music. You have rhythm, you have tone that can change colors, or, you know, you can apply any input into any output. So there's a whole universe of possibilities. I just, you know, the problem with that is that people just go for the default, and it just, okay, it's interesting for maybe 2 to 5 minutes, but then after that, if it doesn't change, it just becomes a distraction. And then it's like, I just rather watch the performers. You know, why are we seeing, you know, you have to ask why are we seeing these visuals? What are they bringing to the table? Sometimes it should be better without them. You know, it's like any art, and in film, it's always about what can you cut out, you know. So yeah.
What words of wisdom would you give to a person coming along that is interested in doing those types of collaborations?
Yeah, I mean, I think it would be about, okay, we have all these tools, we have all these ideas. Think of, you know, what sequence would you like to put them together, and for what purpose, and what meaning or what story do you want to tell? Yeah, you know, I think there's a lot more potential with bringing meaning and story to, those should be the driver, you know. Like with any film, it's always a story. You know, if you focus just on the effects, it becomes just another, you know, effect-driven Hollywood film. You know, there are a lot of amazing Hollywood films too that are driven by story. I think that's, you know, that's where this whole world should go. I think people are still a bit fixated on the effects, you know.